Today, December 21st, 2022. Well, I finally completed my 30 days residential treatment for drugs and mental health. Now I have about a year left of outpatient therapy and classes, AA classes I have to attend. I no longer have to stay inside of a facility or a sober living environment. I can leave anytime I want. And it just struck me yesterday, wow, like I knew that this day was coming. And since I was released September 15th, 2022, sent to Royal Palms Treatment Facility, that's when I was released from jail, but still I was, confined, had restrictions, so I didn't have complete freedom. I couldn't leave the facility. I had a lot of rules I had to follow. From there I was released on October 26th into God's Property, New Beginnings, sober living home, where I would have to attend 3 meetings a day during the week, 2 on the weekend. I'm walking to my 2 o'clock meeting right now, which I have on Zoom. I was arrested taken into jail on May 23rd on a bench warrant for my arrest for an assault charge. I was high on meth on that day. I ran my information in the park. I was helping some homeless man get his shit together to get out of the park. Somebody at the library or the park complained about him. Police came and they ran our information. I guess they ran my information because I was with him. I said, fine, I don't have any further to know. I was caught on camera assaulting a security officer. Of course, I was defending myself, but that's not how they saw it. So I feel I was wrongfully imprisoned. But the whole time I was out on the street, living on the street, just getting high on crystal meth. And I knew there's always that fear because you're living on private property or state property, actually. I think actually I was staying on metro property for the train, the city bus, or city train I was staying right beside the train tracks. Never had any problems. It was secluded. It was nice. Nobody ever fucked with me, not even the cops. So whether it was legal for me to be staying there or not, I don't know. I was homeless. I had my own tent set up. But I'm there getting high on crystal meth every day. On somebody's land that's not mine. So you always run the danger of the cops. And they would obviously, the traffic cops, it was the California Highway Patrol. They would frequently take that off-ramp. I was staying right on the freeway off-ramp for the Highway 10 over there on Overland Boulevard. So one time a cop parked right there, right off the off-ramp, and I could see him from my tent. And I know he was watching me down there, tweaking. And so always I would try to stay inside my tent and keep it so people couldn't see in. I would always be building it up. There would always be holes in there, and I would always be paranoid somebody could see in. And a couple times I did catch people watching me. So it was always that, me fixing my tent while I was high, and it was cold. I was down in the ravine, so I would get one of the coldest parts of LA that I've ever stayed. Very cold. So every day I'd be out there without my gloves, all through the night, digging, you know, on my land, trying to level out the ground and fixing up my home. I enjoyed it, but you know, I think that crystal meth, it causes inflammation of your hands and your feet or your joints or something. So my hands would be swollen and they'd be hurting sometimes, you know. I'd be trying to sleep and have that pain in my hands, like, you know, because I'd be working with my hands without gloves for days, you know, tying knots. And so it was very painful, but also joyful. If you like to, you know, work on your home and all that kind of shit, you know, with the shovel and building, and, you know, there's an art to it, you know, interior decoration, exterior decoration. It's yours. It's like your land, you know. And that land was awesome, you know. I'd find a lot of things there, digging through there, because all the camps, 80 years history I had, somebody told me, of people camping on that land. So there were tents dug, you know, sitting all around, and it was a big pit where all the tents from the past were. So I'd go to digging in it, and sometimes I find little treasures, you know. Anyways, today I'm free and I'm happy. It's amazing, you know. It feels like a big burden lifted off my shoulders. You know, I'm a free man again. So all that comes down to my choices now. What kind of choices will I make? Will I make the same old choices? You know, because I have the freedom to choose now. I don't want to do that. Jail changed me. Rehab changed me, actually. I don't follow by the AA thing so much. You know, I'm not a believer in a higher power or anything like that, but the structure of it definitely helped me, I have to say. As much as I resent the authorities for what they did, wrongfully imprisoning me, without that, I wouldn't have been able to change my life. I remember saying to my drug dealer when I was getting high, I was saying, I want to stop, but I can't. And he said, well, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. And eventually he's right. I got arrested. I went to jail, you know. So that's what happens when you get high, you know. You either die, you reduce your longevity, you get shot, or you go to jail, or anything like that. And that happened when I went to jail. I knew that it was the cops that they were my threat to my happiness, to my lifestyle. I always knew, oh fuck, I'm on this private land getting high. They're the only ones that can stop me, and they did stop me. And I'm grateful for that now, because it's the only thing that would have stopped me. I wasn't able to stop myself. So for that, I'm thankful. Amen.